Yeah, so picture a puzzle. You are that puzzle piece, and your person that you're looking for, that you are dreaming for, is also a part of that big puzzle, is a piece that will complete the puzzle. So you start by looking at yourself and introspect, just say, so that you can have an idea as to the kind of a person that you're looking for. So zvinotangira pakuziva iwo kuzviziva. So you must know yourself, you must know your boundaries, you must set your boundaries. When we talk of boundaries, we are talking of non-negotiable demands. If I'm getting married, I want a person who's like this. If they don't fit into that bracket, then they are not for me. So you must be able to understand your boundaries. Is really very important. Very important. So know yourself. That's the first and most important thing. And you must also know your price. Vikendi munhu wese ane price yake.
Value pa market yakamira sei.
Inini pamusika value yangu yakamira sei. Because if you don't know your price, if you price yourself too low or too high, kutinogona kuita too high,
overestimating your value.
Wototadza kuroora kana kurooreka because you have overvalued yourself. But at the same time, we don't want your price to go too low. And because if it's easy to purchase you, it's easy to replace you.
Come on.
It's very easy. If you price yourself too low, one can easily purchase you and they can easily replace you. So you must make sure that your value is at the right place where you want it to be.
I'm wanting a problem with low value. You would see. Value
so your value, Weekend, is not in clothes, it is not in makeup, it is not in nails, your hairstyle and all that. Because many times we spend a lot of time as well, resources, trying to make sure that we improve on our image and all that. That's good because it gives you confidence. But your value should be more than that. You know, what I've noticed, Weekend, is that I'm going to give this example. You know, it's surprising. It's going to be surprising to a lot of people out there. When you see them dressing up, looking nice, some of them think they're doing it for men, but unfortunately these men, they don't notice that. Munangonota nzara so ita 1 week upedza nzara mukadzi wake ane nzara murume asitomboona kuti munhu ane nzara dzaiswa izviriko izvozvo kana hairstyle chaichai kutonetsana kuti baby, it's been 2 days, you haven't commented on my new hairdo, you haven't commented on my new nails and all that. Zviriko. Yet you were thinking that I'm doing this so that I add value to myself, kuti munhu wangu ande appreciate. But many times, most of these men, they don't see that. Sadly so. Do you know women dress for themselves, number one, which is very good. Dress for yourself. Number two, they also dress for other women.
Yeah, in that order, you're very okay. Right.
Yeah, and I'll prove this, you know, because the first thing that she wants to do when we get home, and then you ask, so who are you dressing for? You know, for people varukunze, both can pamba on a Saturday, you don't dress up for me or you don't put makeup for me and all that. So the point that I'm trying to make is that people dress up, they do makeup, not for, you know, for the opposite sex or anything, but they do it for themselves and for their girlfriends. But I'm saying in all this, that's not where you get value from. Your value is in knowing who you are and knowing your price, knowing what you cannot take, what you can take, what you cannot tolerate, knowing your boundaries, setting your boundaries, you know, giving value to yourself. That's very, very important for me. So ngatangire ikoko, very important. Then number 2, Weekend, just because he or she is pursuing you, it doesn't mean that he or she is good for you.
Come on.
Don't be pressured.
He's trying. I see effort.
Yes. Let me just embrace him or her based on the effort that they are putting in. No, it doesn't work like that. Yes. And this statement probably is going to be controversial. I don't know. But I'll just say it anyway. This is what I believe. But I believe Weekend Guti, well, you know, it is, you know, okay. It is accepted traditionally. Kuti mukomana ndiano ask out muskana. It's generally accepted in this report traditionally. That's good. We all do that. But I also believe that it's a right yemukadzi yemwanaskana to also ask out Mr. Right when you see Mr. Right. This is me. This is what I believe. If I were to sit with my 2 girls, my daughters, I'll tell them, girl, it's perfectly fine for you to come out in the open
And say why Pastor Simba.
So if you meet Mr. Right, you can't let Mr. Right go. Pamwe ndiye Mr. Right. Pamwe Mr. Right vanonyara. Of course, there are guys that are shy. There are guys vanotonyara. And unongwatabatsira, do you know that?
Don't know what neighbors. I've never had the guts really.
Yeah, of course. It's the how. Maybe you may not come out guns blazing and say but you may do a Ruth kind of an approach. Ruth did it. Arum Bible, Arimo Agazita, you know. So for me, weekend is totally fine for a girl to ask a guy out first. And in fact, the guys know what I'm talking about. Guys love that because they are attracted to confidence. They'll
but
be like,
not
confidence.
guns blazing, but then in
it's
what way?
How they approach.
Okay.
Okay, maybe you are friends, you are still in the friend zone. It's okay for you, as the girl. Pop up the question. It's okay. I think it's also a good way. It's really okay. But we're gonna Mr. Right if he can do some say agenda.
Oh.
I think some say agenda, Mr. Right. Mboti mbogara epana pa dead. Paunomboita zvezvo. Yeah, because most guys say that it takes pressure out of them. Vavakumana vanonyara mufunge zviriko. Saka
or sometimes Mr. Right, they just chill people, but and then but they're not guns blazing ladies. Like I want to be with you. Yeah,
so you know what I believe is that if we can, or rather if we can talk about or if we want women to be empowered weekend, we can't talk about women empowerment without giving the same women a right to choose who they want to be with.
And not wait for them.
They have a right to ask a man out first. That's me. That's what I believe. So I may not get a chance to open comment section.
We're also live on Facebook. Comment section, WhatsApp, Facebook.
I have no problem. Weekend gonna shirika vutareken. Remember the dating landscape has changed. This is not 1970. It's 2023. Things have changed. Unogona kusara. Bozi vakadzi kudhara vanga vasingavhoteka. Kuma 19 chakadaro. Now they are voting rights. Why not have their asking out rights?
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So, but generally, I'm just saying that if someone is pursuing you, it doesn't mean that you have to take them on board and accept their hand and all that.
Got a message. And my wife asked me out. Akatondi batsira ndainyara. 5 years married.
Thank you, my brother.
What did she say? Yo. Okay.
Thank you, my brother. It's perfectly fine.
But then Jamata orangatambe she's not guns blazing. I can't stop thinking I can't sleep.
But again, there are other people who know foot and sinda kakunyinga vakadinyenga then okay, number 3, don't force. If you want to date like a pro, please don't force. You don't try to force it to work when it's obviously not working. You can tell this thing is going nowhere, it is not working, and you are forcing it by fire, by force. Let it unfold naturally.
But it takes 2
to tango. It takes 2 to tango. So then that relationship is not going anywhere. It's a clear red flag. If I'm putting in all the effort, because it's about putting in effort. You don't put in 50%, you put in 100%. But if you put in 100% and then the other part is not putting in anything, then it will not come out nice. Remember, you mustn't try to push it into place. I want you to get me correctly there. Don't push that relationship into place. Don't push it into place, but rather watch it fall into place. It has to do it. You have to do it step by step. It has to happen naturally. Don't push it into place, but watch it fall into place. That's very important. Problem.
And the problem, for some, like a person can actually marry you, or you can actually marry them, but then unoona chimoto ichocho mumba. Yes, kuti unokwanisa kuramba uchifoseredza nti munhu pamwe atokubvisira mari kana totomubvisira, but then uri kuona masigns ekuti I'm trying ndikufoseredza. Yeah, it's not falling into place, but then it's about to actually fall down.
True.
So
do you know weekend
unokusafa.
Ndakambotenga hembe yakanaka stereki. Hembe yakanaka iyoyo wanyatsoona kuti iyi yakanaka, yakagara pachidhori chemushopu chacho, unyatsoona kuti hembe yakanaka zvokwamainaka izvezve. Got home, ndakuitry ndakuiedza kudai so yemba isi kukwana zvachose. Unoziva ndakamboita 2 days 3 days ichiifosa ndikamboita zvomboenda kumhanya makuseni kuti ndimboita kakudzora muviri bichano ndikwane muhembe, but still zvakaramba. And that's what most people do.
Kana bhutsu haina chitsotsi, kabhutsu inoshinya ndo mamarelation ende haina chitsotsi kana zviri siri kuita sweet
ungaisa hako mapoteto ukaita chi hazvibudi enda unoteka bhutsu yemwana wechikoro kana isingachakwani. So exactly what I'm talking about here, kuti many times we try to force things izvo zvatogara zvatooneka kudhara kuti this is not going anywhere. So don't force if you're going to try to date like a pro. Very important. Remember, it's only dating. You are not yet committed. You are not yet married.
vamwe vanenge unozoti pastor eraka iri pakuti vanhu vanenge vakutoita kunge vari married, saka munhu anenge akutoita simba rekuti
kana java makutopfeka akafanana na java mashetsi nechiyo watosonwa java.
zvinhu zvacho.
Number 5 we are on number 5 anditi.
Yes.
Or is it number 4? I don't
I think
know.
number 4.
I think number 4. Don't be okay with a one-sided relationship. This is almost similar with what we're talking about prior. Don't be okay with a one-sided relationship. The Bible talks of unequal yoking. Unequal yoking, it comes in many forms. Pamwe pacho inyaya yekuti umwe ari kudhonza stereki umwewo akangopaka hapana zvaari kuitawo, izvozvo hazvinyatsobuda. So it's important for you to find someone wokuti ari kuisawo effort, 100% effort. They are acting their part, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. That is very, very, very important. It's like taking care of a plant. If you give it too much water, plant you're not gonna kufa. If you give it too little, you're not gonna kufa foot. So you've got to know what's the right kind of balance here that is needed for that plant to survive. Kune inonzi love bombing. Kana wakabhoinza kuti munhu anokupa rudo rwokuti unoshandisika zviripo here
love bombing zvichiri healthy here
kuti zvichiri healthy here izvi saka hazvifanira kuwandisa
zvanenyanyiso hazvichaita.
Yes, you've got to check out all those things. So if you are dating like a pro, you've got to watch out for what we call obsessive love. Takamboita nezve obsessive love kuti rudo rwacho rwawandisa zvakanyanya hakona bva wanyura, you still need your head out of the water, kwete bva wanyura muviri wese unogona kukuvara nazvo izvozvo. That's very important. Then the next number, which is number whatever, give them, that is the person that you're dating, give them an authentic or a real version of yourself. Usanyepere munhu zvauri izvozvo ngaaone izvozvo. And I know it's okay to say kuti rinonyenga rinohwarara rinozosimudza musoro raita se rawana, but remember we are saying kuti the dating landscape has changed. Munhu anokudiscover, anokubata kuti apa waindinyepera. Ukangomupa zita rako chete anosara kugoogle kutokuziva kuti ndiwani unoita nezvei. So it's very important for you to right from the beginning to give that real version of yourself. Don't pretend to be someone you're not. Because if you pretend to be someone that you're not, Weekend, you attract someone who falls in love with the false version of you.
So true.
And Ogara is stuck to that false vision. But not discover the real you, then you have a problem with that person. There are a lot of people that struggle with what we call future faking. Future faking, kunyepera munhu, kutengesera munhu a future isinga exist zvisiko. Making a false promise about the future. The future faking you. Kune munhu anogona kubelieve is a weekend. This is different from what we always talk about. Nyakuta come up with a vision or believe is a baby rako. That vision must be realistic. But there are some people that go to the extreme. The future faking you. Vanogona kutengesera zvisipo ukabeliever. Wozoti 10 years, 5 years into marriage, panapaka ndakatengeserwa zvisiri izvo. So you have to be aware of that. That's why you mustn't date blindly.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, don't fall in love. Pinda step by step. Ukaita zvokujambira kudhaivhira murudo, unogona kudhaivhira into an empty pool.
No, that's true.
Ukakuvara. Make sure that there is water. Test the waters first. How deep are the waters? Ask stupid questions like how deep are these waters? Could deep end in the zapo kuperera. Otherwise unokuvara. Then the next point is accept rejection. Vuma rejection. Because kana tuta dating, it doesn't mean kuti tatororana, tatovapo,
Yes.
This can go either way. Munogona kuti baba shamariwo andifunga kuti pane changu chiri mauri kana chako chiri mandiri. Then you say your nice goodbyes and you go. Kwete uzotanga kuzothreatena wakabata rope kana wakabata mushonga wemakonzo ndezvura no dzikamisa hana. Munye is not the last born of the country. There's another person for
I
you.
think era inenge yatotangira pawisdom inenge yashayikwa kwekutanga kwamuri kutaura ukuku kwekuti don't fall step by step iyoyo and then munhu obva atoita munhu their world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything is now revolving around that
person. Yeah.
Makutongorarama kunge vanhu vari married, yet you are not yet married. That's the danger there. Dating, like we said, it is a time you collect a data about that person, and then you then sift through that data. Is this the kind of a person that I want to do life with for the rest of my life? And if that person is not that kind of a person that ticks all the boxes, then you are allowed to drop that person vacant. It's okay. It's okay. The Bible hates divorce, but God is okay with breaking up. If you are still in a relationship, He's okay.
Yes.
So it's okay. It's okay. Because dating, we are trying to get to know each other. We're trying to see if we can do life together for the rest of our lives. We're trying to see if we can get into a covenant together. Izvozvo zviri very important. Saka kana yasvika nguva yokuti hazvichaita, bvuma kurambwa. Be smart.
Anditi.
Don't be that desperate zvokuti iye wandabata ndiye yega. Anditi. So let's normalize nyaya yokurambwa. Let's normalize that. Very important. Pamwe pacho weekend, rega mweya relationship uchizorora. Kana ona zvaramba, it's okay.
But ari kuchema ma-relationships arimo. Siya mweya wangu uzorore.
Siya mweya uzorore. Kana zvaramba. We've tried all. Ngati because some doors will close so that you can actually meet Mr. or Mrs. Right. So probably it's time for you to celebrate.
And you're thinking it's a loss, you're on your way to a blissful future marriage and meeting with the right person. Yeah.
I've heard of my after divorce party. I don't know what they call them.
Yes.
But I think let's have breakup parties. Good. I'm free at last. Now I can meet my Boaz. Now I can meet Mr. Right or Mrs. Right.
Zviriko.
Ingosimbiswa neshoko rokuti haasi last born wemunyika. Kune vamwe vachiri kuzvarwa ende kune vamwe vari kunzoko. So very important. Then the last point there, weekend, is do life. Do life. There are people that think that life will only start when you get married. My vision is to get married. Once I get married, then life starts.
Then I'm gonna be happy. Once I get married,
I think that's not it. You've got to do life. Munwako, your boss will find you while you are doing life. And when I say doing life, I'm not saying go and be irresponsible out there.
But you only live once. I'm not in that way.
No, be responsible. Do life. Life must happen whether you've got a boyfriend or you don't, whether you have a girlfriend or you don't. You must do life. A lot of people are actually dreading. So 14 February, right now as I'm speaking. Couldn't say. But definitely we're going to deal with that next weekend. I want to talk to you. If you don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, relax. It's okay. I'm going to put pressure out. I must find one now before the 14th. We'll talk about all that. We'll talk about all that. Okay, if you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a husband, you don't have a wife, can you still celebrate Valentine's? And yes, you can still celebrate Valentine's. So we'll talk about that next week. I'm looking forward to that program because we'll be unpacking everything about Valentine's and also giving a few ideas and hints on how to spoil and how to treat your loved one.
And just different messages saying thank you very much for helping. I think also someday when you get time, when you're dating, I think we also need that.
Definitely.
My investments. Yeah. Pastor Simba, thank you so much. Very, very helpful. We were live on Facebook. You can go rewatch it. And how can people get in touch with you?
Okay, come to my WhatsApp on 0773 000 000. 0773 000 000. Please give me your full names, your city or town or village, and your marital status. Because I've got my WhatsApp broadcast groups. I don't have my groups. I need my broadcast list. Sorry, I don't have my broadcast list. So I need that information so that I can put you in a proper broadcast list where you can receive a teaching every week.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Pastor Simba. I am V Candy. Tomorrow you will be with Yvonne Tivachke. Saturday I will be on Star Breakfast. You can follow me on social. Remember to pray, to keep trusting God, keep believing. Tomorrow belongs to God. 12 midday, time for Now in Daba.
Now for Zim Papers Radio Broadcasting Division.